Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to go through how to solve a trigonometric equation when it's in radians, specifically a quadratic equation. Now in this video I will have the two trigonometric terms matching. I will go over what to do when they're not matching in a later video. Now it's often, some people find it hard to see when there is trigonometry in here, a trigonometric function, in this case tan. They're used to seeing it with x's or other letters. So what I always like to do to start with is I change, what I've done here is I've let m equal tan. Now the reason I haven't used x's is quite often there's an x in here, and in this case there's not, but because of that I just try to avoid using x's. So the first thing I do is I write this out here. Now in your exam you're expected to be able to use your calculator to solve a quadratic, so that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go into equation mode, polynomial, and we've got a quadratic, so its the highest power is a 2. 2, 3, which does help if I type it in right, 3 and minus 5, and that will give me an answer of m equal to 1 and m equal to minus 5 over 2. I have two solutions here. So m actually stood for tan theta. So I'm just going to replace that for both. And just like I solved with any other equations, I'm going to use my calculator and find out what theta is. Now I've checked, I'm in radian mode, so the inverse tan of 1 is pi over 4, and the inverse tan of minus 5 over 2 is minus 1.19. Now using both of these, we have to get solutions for both of them. Now I didn't give limits in this equation, but usually in an exam they would, so I'm going to go with the standard limits. If they're not too sure, there's nothing given to me, I go for the limits between 0 and 2 pi. So I'm going to start with this one here. And I only label the x-axis. My angle is positive. Now tan is positive in the all section and the tan section. So this value goes in here. So I have the values of pi over 4. So if I can get the answer in pi's, I'll do often keep it that. And you can see that is pi plus pi by 4, which is 5 pi over 4. Some people get to this one and think they're finished, but we had two solutions. So I now need to do the other solution. We've got minus 1.19, and we're dealing with tan again, so the pluses and minuses in the same place. A negative angle, I will draw in the negative section. So my first solution will be pi minus, because I'm going backwards, 1.19 to give me 1.95. And then I've got 2 pi going back 1.19. So 2 pi minus 1.19 is 5.03. Sorry, 5.09. And there we go, I have solved that quadratic equation. Let's just do one more. Here I have 6 sine squared plus 5 sine x minus 4. So I've got the square term, the normal term. This is a quadratic. So just like last time, just going to write it with m so I can see it more clearly. And go back to the calculator in equation mode. And we have 6, 5, and minus 4. That's given us the answer of m equals a half, and m equals minus 4 over 3. So I'm just now going to change my m's back to a sign. Okay, I am still in radian mode. So the inverse sine of a half is pi over 6. 30 degrees, pi over 6. Now this one, some people might have already noticed what's going to happen here. But if you haven't, it will say math error. What you do not do is write in math error. Okay? I'm going to start off by writing no solution. And very often on these equations, you're asked to justify your answer. Writing math error will not give you this mark. The reason this one has no answer is you should know sine only goes up between 1 and down to -1. So we cannot get an answer of -4 over 3. So we've got no solution because the range of sine is -1 to 1. Now this will only turn up when you use sine and cos because their graphs go between 1 and -1. It won't happen with tan because tan goes up to infinity and down to -infinity. It will only happen with tan if we have tan at 90 degrees or pi by 4 because that is where the asymptotes of the graph are located. So with this one, I have actually only got one solution to solve. We are dealing with sine, so there is my plus signs. And we have our angle. So my solutions, now I'm going, like last time, I'm going to go between 0 and 2 pi. So my first solution is pi over 6. And then my second solution is pi minus pi over 6, which is 5 pi over 6. And they are the solutions to this quadratic equation.